Hello and welcome to the STB Racing League Season 18 continuation. Tonight we are here for the Dutch Grand Prix, round 3 of the season. And we've got 17 hungry Tier 2 drivers looking to, well, start on pole at minimum. As we are in this qualifying session now. We've got blue skies ahead of us, bright sunshine. We see the first car coming out on track now is a McLaren driver. But yeah, we are here in Netherlands for only the 3rd Dutch Grand Prix in STB's history. 4th even, sorry. So yeah, this should be an absolute cracker. But yeah, I'm joined by JRT Matty in the commentary box again. So how are you feeling tonight, Matty?
Feeling alright, especially after after last race. But again, not a really good race. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I wonder if the weather should be better than it was last season. So that'll be interesting to see.
Well, there's been a lot of rain in this Tier 2 season already, as well as the back end of the previous season as well. But no rain in this qualifying session as of yet. So whether we'll be seeing it in the race or not will be another story. But yeah, pretty new circuit for the drivers overall. Although they've had most of them have had at least one race around here.
It is
a new circuit, very individual. One that is quite difficult to overtake on. But we saw some good battles in the race yesterday, so I'm sure we'll be seeing some in the race tonight as well.
This track is also a good test to see how good they are managing their overtake, as it's not exactly an easy track. It's the track where you don't save much ERS per lap, so the best energy savers would be the ones that gain the most, I think, during the race.
Yeah, it'll be a race of management. The tyre wear is not too bad around here, but the tyres do overheat on the first stint.
Yeah, those halves do seem to overheat more than any of the tyres do. So I wouldn't be surprised if people end up doing like outside the top 10, might go a hard.
Oh, Stabby Boy is well off the road there. Goes through one of the advertisement boards.
In the McLaren wide, I'm not sure why the Audi probably let people through.
Yeah, I think he would have lost too much time on this lap, Stabby, but he may try and finish it anyway in a banker. Very wide through.
Ferrari! I don't know, just lost the rear end going through the right hander. That was
2.
Jacob, and he destroyed the braking marker.
Oh, and Charles is disconnected. As Stabby comes across the line, he's lost deployment over the line, derating up to the line. It was only a 9.9, so not the lap time we're looking for. And there's a Ferrari still off the road. Going for a bit of an adventure.
He's destroyed the braking marker boards alongside I think I can't remember who else it was off the track, and breaking the brake marker boards, so it won't be good for people that are using the line if they do using the line.
Bram goes on an 8.6 for a banker lap, so very strong from him. Tavares as well, not having enough ERS over the line, and that definitely cost him a few temps, as he does an 8.9.
Yeah, an 8.6, that's already well into the Tier 1 that times that is. I know I did an 8.9, and I was 13th, so
yeah,
he's already
Bram's looking mega quick around this circuit. It's home Grand Prix, of course, so he'll be looking to impress. I believe he's the only Dutch Tier 2 driver. I could be wrong on that. I will check. As Semi-K comes across the line, goes P4.
Ferrari has spun it through the long and fast right-hander in the first sector. It's easy one to do through that, especially if you've got a bit of a pointy setup. Very easy to lose a bit through there in qualifying with the light fuel. So, common mistake there from the right driver to pick up Jacob.
Not fat late. Goes for a second run on those tyres and gets himself into P2. Actually, Yuda comes to the pits.
Oh, Jacob hit the barrier and then went back. He messed up his lap and he hit the barrier next to the hairpin at the start.
And Maudi currently sitting in P5. Not a bad lap time overall, 9.2 for a first lap.
Brad has just started his lap.
Yeah, and I think Kata is about to start his lap
Keeps
as well.
hitting fourth through turn 1, which is a little bit strange.
Third through the hairpin, up to fourth as well. So obviously he wants to get that
So
extra traction.
preferring his higher gears. Probably just keep the rear end in play, but... Ooh, bit of clever grass, that's not going to be good.
Gives it clean now as we start the third sector. Fifth gear through there, look at the understeer on that.
Yeah.
He's in very high gears, obviously struggling with the rear end a bit. We'll see
There's
if it
somebody
pays
else
off
was
for him.
quite infamous using high gears. I'm pretty sure
Urban
Unicorn.
Billy
used to use quite high
WF as he
gears.
was renamed. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Brothers has
I
backed
remember
off.
him back F1.
Looked like
He
he
used to
took
use
a-
really high gears. So,
And Brothers runs out of ERS as well, coming up to the line. Only a 9.4, so not the cleanest lap from the racing point. His teammate though, Tim Arcata's currently on a lap. Going through the final corner now. He's going to run out of ERS deployment as well as he comes through the final corner. And what lap time will he do as he comes across the line to 9 flat?
he's backed off. I'm not sure what he's doing. He's got up to my eyes.
And Crooken as well now coming up to the line. What can he do? Where can he put his Williams? It's 11.5, so he's obviously backed off on that lap and he's going to go again.
He's made a mistake. There he is. Going to go again.
I think Bram's now on his second lap, so let's keep an eye on him. He's just behind Crooken. See the light
Bram's
flashing
also on the
back
lap.
there, he's saving a bit of ERS.
Going for the first set, I'll give him one of him. He's the 7th with the high speed right hander. Goes down to second,
Flips it
6th.
in
Yeah.
onto the right hander, looks for the brake on the left hand side. So pretty tidy from the Dutchman so far.
Outside
Still
curve
got a
there,
few
the left
corners
hand
to go.
side. I always find it edgy going across there. It's close worth taking, but I don't personally like it. But if you can use it, I'll use it. Bit wide and exit out of the hairpin of the ramp.
And he's going to have a little bit of
Oopsie,
dirty air
X.
from Crooken ahead, which is not going to help him. But he might get a bit of a toe coming up to the straight. Not much, he's right up against the Williams there as he comes across the line. He does improve, but not by much.
Yep.
So I think he's going to be disappointed with that a little bit. Still clear out in provisional pole. Tavares is coming through the middle sector now. He crosses the sector line. He's
Jacob.
4 tenths up. 4 tenths up, Matt. So this is on for provisional pole from Tavares.
Jacob has absolutely binned it at the high speed left hand, high speed right hander.
Oh, Tavares, a bit of a slide on the final corner. But it is looking like a clean lap overall. He does run out of ERS to the line though. That may be the difference between him and provisional pole. No, he's well clear. Great lap from Tavares.
Yep, good luck for him. Uday spun at the left-hander middle of sector 2 before the air straight. So, quite easy one. That's quite a difficult track to generate. STB went out up in 6th place.
Yeah, he's currently on a lap.
STB.
And he's not running out of ERS to the line, so he's going to get a bit more of a boost. And he does improve by 10th.
Yeah.
So, only 1,000th behind Norris, who may only get one more lap in.
That's a very good lap.
And Kata, I think. Yeah, Kata up in P4.
Going for a second left after that mistake he did on the fast right hander. Hope he didn't destroy his rear tyres.
And Stabby Stover has just put himself into P5 with a 9 flat. So quite close in that midfield battle.
Edgy's backed off his lap. Gonna go again, I think.
Oh, Jacob spun again! It's the 3rd time the Ferrari driver's been round in this session. And he's into the gravel trap and he's backed up into the barrier. And he's having a nightmare of a session here.
If I see him correctly, his tyres are well into the 120s, high 10s. So his tyres are really hot. So He spun on the first lap, and he's pushed again, and his tyres just burnt out. After that many laps of pushing and spinning, it's not exactly told up here. So,
There's no drivers on the lap at the moment. First one to start lap will be Timo Akata, so let's keep an eye on him. He will have time for 2 more runs if he's got the tyres for it. I believe he has. I think this is only his second set.
oh, Stabby's going off the track. I think he's letting somebody through. Kata's just done on a lap, I think. Sure. Oh, he's just going to 0. Kata's on a lap. Going through the first sector. Bit of a lock up going into turn 3. Now through the call Wiggly Straight. Right, respin here, easy to do. Rears out 60 here.
He's 10th up, and he runs wide there. That's not going to help him. He's invalid as well.
Yeah, you cut the grass on the entry to that corner, and it's so easy to do.
His teammates behind him on track. Currently,
you cut that grass, and it's just enough, and it just lose that little bit of grip, and you just drift wide. And you finish the whole lap. Very easy to do. And also Mercedes spun again through that fast right-hander. Mercedes spun. I think that might be Allison. It is. But another driver has been caught out by that fast right-hander. Seems to be catching up the tier 2 drivers a bit more than the tier 1 drivers.
And Brothers invalidated at the final corner. That high gearing that he uses is definitely causing chronic understeer. I'm not sure how he manages to deal with it, really.
Oh!
Well, and he's in the wall.
I just got onto him and he just saw him.
Another drive around. Yeah. He's lost half his front wing. He's going to have to.
He's going to get out of the way because the Ferrari's coming through.
Yeah, he's on an out lap at the moment, so that's edgy, I think.
Yes. What driver's making mistakes right now?
Yeah, and Bram is on another run, Matt. I think this might be his final run. So this should be his final set of tyres.
Renault gets out of the way nicely.
So it's important for him. Obviously, as we said, it's home Grand Prix, one he was looking very quick at. I think he touched the grass slightly there, and it just...
No, I don't think so. I think it's just a bit of a
turning.
Gotta be nice and smooth around here. Very easy to overdo it.
So, can he put himself on provisional pole position?
So
the middle sector is a 10.5 up, but he's definitely touched the grass there, and that's lost him quite a bit of time. And he needed a good final sector here to make sure that he was on for that provisional pole.
He's got to nail this corner now.
Oh, he's invalidated. And that is a harsh invalidation.
If he has a spare set of tyres, he will go ahead of the time.
Yeah, he does go into the pits. Tavares is currently on another run as well.
What's going to oh, yeah.
Oh, and he got a load of understeer through there, but he managed to get through. And he's a 10th down.
Yep. Big mistake Pex there.
Yeah, it's not looking like the cleanest lap from the man on provisional pole. So he may opt to back out of this. It doesn't seem to be at the moment. He heads down towards the final twisty section. Still pushing hard by the looks of it.
Yeah, personally, that's a bit wide from there.
And I think he will be boxing, because he's been on none for the whole life he has. So yeah, both of those guys in the top 2 opting to pit and go again. Uders as well.
He's 3 tenths down in the first sector, so
I think he's currently chasing the leaders in the championship as well, so it's important for him to get up there.
Crooken's run out of fuel. He's going through the second sector, so I don't know. Oh, he's already run out of fuel. That's free swinging the other way. Yeah. Edgy would not like that. I think he's backed out of that. I think Edgy might have backed out because of Crooken. So,
yeah, and Simike's boxed as well after that lap.
That could be, might have to be locked out, to be honest. Crooken ran out of fuel. I think
Brad is the only one on the lap at the moment.
I think Crooken ran out of fuel and cost Edgy his qualifying lap. That could be looked at if there's some sufficient clips to be seen. Because Crooken should not be having to run out of fuel.
Oh, Brothers is wide.
The first sector.
Brada's currently down in P10. Seems to be struggling a little bit with the circuit, I think.
Stabby's on the lap right now.
Is he any
for the
higher
first
up?
sector.
He's 3/10 up, is Brada's. So, with a good final sector, this could put him possibly onto P4. He's had a bit of a twitch off the curb, though, through the penultimate corner. Now comes through the final two, and the banked turn.
Really looking good in the first
He does
sector.
run out of
He's 3
ERS.
quarters. Stabby's just under a 10th up in the first
Right on the
sector.
line, yeah, he lost a lot of time in that final sector, and it stays P10.
Bit wide for the left-hander, but it's done nicely. Coming into the last section now, Stabby. Oh, that's a lot of grass and a lot of curb on entry. And a lot of curb as well. Pushing those track limits to the extreme. I'd say it's the quickest way around now. Oh, just a touch the curb.
I believe Bram is about to come up to the line and start his lap, so watch what Stubby can do when he switches to Bram. Yeah, he only improved slightly, so watch Bram Nilsson now, as he could be on for a pole position here. He can get a lap gone, he touches the curb a bit too much there, and he runs wide through the hairpin. That's going to lose him a bit of time in that first sector. Didn't look like the cleanest first sector from the Dutchman. So through the fast right-hander now, at the top of the hill. Kept it nice and tight, and through the first sector. He is still slightly up on his time, and he has backed off. He's backed off. He didn't think the lap was good enough, so he will try and go again. Tavares just started his lap, so let's keep an eye on him. Comes through the first sector now. McLaren gets out of the way, and Edgy is out. Edgy is out of the session. He's retired.
Danger's on the 10th up, so it doesn't look like it's going to get much higher than 12 this rate.
Oh, Tavares is spanning. Oh, he's managed to hold the car, but that's his lap gone.
Now he's
nearly
backed
spanned
out.
through the top of the right-hander.
Now he's backed out.
Off Ale now on a lap as well. Now coming up to where Tavares had his big moment just then.
After coming through the first sector. Oh, that was Jacob. Absolutely.
And he's in the middle of the circuit here as Alfale's trying to come past him. He manages to just about stay out of the way, but I think it's put Alfale off a bit.
Yeah, that's what
as he now comes
switch on
through
to Kata and
long
sort of
left
wrong and
hander.
braking stop wing and spinning. But the Haas there as well. Haas has just been there as well. Same thing, big series, just the exact same thing. So, a bit of a flying meter there.
Well, Fale's lost a load of time here. I don't think he's going to be challenging the top two, as this is his final run. The checker flag is now out.
Out of nowhere, from second place in the Red Bull.
Yep,
So,
into P2. What can Fale do? Kata puts himself into
importantly,
P4
what
as
can Bram
well,
Nilsson do?
and he does improve, but it's not good enough. So, in the last man, I think, to challenge for pole will be Bram Nilsson. Where is Ellison Norris, though? Still down in P10 on a lap. And Jacob off the track again in the middle sector.
yeah, he's on a different wing.
So, Bram coming through the second sector line now. It's a 10th up, so he needs a very good final sector, and he could be challenging Tavares for pole here. This is going to be really close. He needs about 700 through this final sector.
Most amazing exit out there.
Clean to the final corner, doesn't invalidate this time. He's coming up to the line. He's going to have enough ERS all the way to the line. That could be the difference between him and P1. Can he put himself on provisional pole? No, he misses out. 200, and what can Norris do now?
29,000 on this. That's
Norris
nice.
is 2 tenths up, so this is going to be challenging for a third row start, which is where he needs to be in his championship battle. Udair is down in P12, so a shocking
Norris might get about P5 maybe.
What can he do? He comes across the line to P6, doesn't quite beat off Ale, but he's in the mix. But Udair down in P12. Not good for his championship hopes. So it is Tavares on pole over Bram Nilsson, but only just. Charles managing to get a lap in the end and puts the Red Bull on the second row. And Kata in sort of no man's land there in P4.
Yeah.
And I think yeah, Jacob having an awful session there with a best lap time of 1:39. So if we had the 110% rule, then obviously he would not have been qualifying, but he's lucky that is not a rule anymore. But it is FXBR Tavares on pole position, just ahead of the Dutchman Bram Nilsson on his home event. Charles will start P3 with TMR Kata sharing the second row with him. TMR Fale will start P5 with Ellison Norris in P6. Semi-K will start P7. Alongside him will be in ERN Edgy. And the two McLarens lining up P9 and P10 on the 5th row. Stabby Boy and STB Maldi. Bradders will be the first to get the free tyre choice in P11. You Dare in P12. Dangerman P13. Crooken in P14. LVF Allison in P15. YX in P16. And OAU Jacob will start at the back of the grid for the Dutch Grand Prix.
They tried to qualify on the mediums, but it didn't work out. So
I think he just invalidated his soft laps.
I presume
so didn't manage to get that lap in the end. And he's got a lot of work to do.
And Semi's also Dutch as well, so Semi and Brown both.
We've got a disconnect already. So that's not very good. Hopefully Crooken can get back in the session.
I didn't see anything.
So no rain. It looks very nice weather here for
old spot clouds, but nothing
the race
that's
ahead.
Going to make anything. Nothing that's going to threaten the large drivers would be very glad for dry weather.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like we're going to be expecting any rain late on, but you never know.
Yeah.
It could be some on the horizon, but
no, he'll be happy. It's STB Maldi. He'll be happy with us.
Couple has got back in.
Yeah, but he's not always getting to the car until after the formation lap, so the game's also has a bit of a habit of taking a long time to try and rejoin that experience. Anyway, yep, that's after the formation lap.
Yeah, and we've got variety on the tyre choices. Most opting for the mediums. But YX is going for a set of softs from the back, and You Dare going long in that first stint on a set of hards, which paid off for some of the drivers yesterday, including myself, going on those hards from the start. So, yeah, if you can keep up with the train, or at least relatively, then I think he's got a chance in this race to try and get some good points. I think Charles is having some big connection issues.
I think Melody might be a little bit. I think Melody would be happy starting P10. I think he would like to.
P10 is pretty much.
I think he would like to be
on
P11.
strategy.
I think he would like to be P11 so the free set tyres to choose from. But yeah, sometimes start a soft tyre sometimes is the better way. Some tracks it just is.
So will the Red Bulls try and play the strategy into their hands? They've got the Haas in between them. The Semi-K starting down in P7, so I'm sure Brown's going to want him to get a little bit higher up to help him with that strategy call.
I'm sure the TMR guys are going to try and help each other in some sort of way, maybe. I'm not sure. Could be their own party.
Well, Kata has been struggling for form recently a bit. We know his talent, we know his speed. But he needs to try and convert that into some good results, and I think this is a good opportunity for him, starting P4. So Jacob at the back of the grid is a mile back from the rest of the field. And I think he might be investigated for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can leave temperature on the grid anyway. So, but according to his steering wheel, what it says on there, I can see 60% on the front and 70% on the rear. So I'm a little bit worried if that was the case.
Well, they're all lined up now for the Dutch Grand Prix. We've got the lights starting ahead of us, but we already know that is a glitch start. So,
wait for
the drivers now on the grid. Charles's car is shaking around a bit on the grid. It looks like we've got the lights ahead of the drivers now. So, here we go for the Dutch Grand Prix then. And it is lights out and away they go. It looks like a strong start from the pair of the Red Bulls. And it's already Charles ahead of Bram Nelson going into turn one. And he's gone up the inside. And it looks like contact between the two Red Bulls. And he's been pushed off the track. And I think he's lost a load of positions there. And he's down into P7, P8, still losing positions. And there's still contact between the Ferrari. Oh, McLaren's round. There's a big crash at the back. And he's involved a few drivers there. There's an AlphaTauri round. And that's YX at the back. It looks like there's a load of front wing damage. We got a virtual safety car early on. And Maldi got caught up in that. Charles obviously...
Maldi got away with cancer there. So he'll be at least glad with that after all that. But I don't think he'll be happy with that start. Being a bit messy. Sadly, he gets a 5-second time penalty with one game place after colliding with Edgy. So...
And Ellison Norris is up into P3 off the start. Yeah. He gained 3 positions off that start there, and it looks as if we are going to go green any second.
Brothers on the mediums up into P7 after avoiding all
good
those
start from him. You there as well up into P10. Mainly gaining from the contact between the two. We are green now. It looks like Bram Nilsson's not had the best safety car restart. He's now got Ellison Norris all over the back of him. Will Norris try and make a move possibly here? He's not going to as of yet. He knows he's got to save a bit of ERS. And there's a McLaren into pits there. That's Stabby. Stabby has obviously picked up a bit of damage in those opening exchanges. And the field is very spread out here.
Yeah, the
Not sure what's
filled some holes in.
Looks as if Yuda got caught up a bit in that, and obviously he's on the hard, so he's going to be quite a bit slow off the start. But we've got a train forming now, which goes down to P6 for the lead, as Brad is on the mediums, just outside the DRS.
After towers with double stacking, so that's going to hurt YX a lot. He's still waiting for a wing gun, so he's going to be very, very far back now. He's got ahead of a miracle. There's a safety car later in the race.
So drivers settling into their rhythms now. Tavares.
If Brandon can catch up to the leaders, it'll be absolutely crucial, because you can then hook onto the back of the DRS and stay with them. Otherwise he's going to drop off on the mediums, on the software and light so quicker. Talking about DRS, Brown is barely staying within 1 second of Tavares.
Tavares sets the fastest lap with an 11.8, pretty strong lap time from the Brazilian. I think Bruno Will in Tier 1 was doing 11.4, 11.3 at the start of the race.
Big stop for Norris. It's P3. Beside what P6 was. I think a start for the wing driver.
Oh, we've got a safety car.
Oh, yeah,
Stabby's out. And
Stabby's.
he's crashed through the final corner.
Yeah.
Or after the final corner. I'm not sure how he's ended up in the wall there.
Yeah, that's just before the pit lane, that is.
But we have got a full safety car. Will
Good
anybody
for the
try and
people
take the hards to the end? I don't think they will. It's a little bit of a stretch.
Could do mediums to mediums. That could be a. I think that would be worth.
I think a lot of them will want to get off those softs. So whether they go hards and maybe try and go softs at the end if they can't make it.
Another way is they could stay on their softs for longer. That could carry their softs longer and then maybe go into the mediums at the end. But
I think they want to get rid of the softs as soon as possible. They're definitely not the race tyre. You see what Tavares does. He seems to be staying out. No, he boxes.
He's going again.
And looks as if they're all going to be... No, Bram stays out. He baited the pit lane. Norris comes in. Ofale's coming in. Katter's in.
Semi stays out.
So
both
the two Haas drivers staying out on track. Interesting for the strategy. Yeah. So you dare...
Maybe it's track position, maybe.
They're all on the hard. Katter's got to mediums. He's going for another stop in this race, but the rest I think are going to try and get them to the end.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised to see our guys to split up in terms of strategy. But I think what Bram's thinking about here, and certainly possibly, is track position. Because you know how hard it is over there around there. Even on fresh tyres, it can still be quite difficult to get a move done. I think Bram's going to use this to his advantage. Try and get a bit of a gap on those softer tyres and with clean air. Try and get a gap, and then when it comes back to pitting, he can be so much quicker on those tyres and hope that their hard tyres go off at the end of the race. Because 32 laps from their hards, it is going to be a bit of a push. So, can you wait and see?
I'm not sure if it's just me, but I have got a bit of an audio glitch at the moment. It's very stuttery.
still good on my end. Apart from missing the bus icons. Easy again onto set halves. Previously, it's going to be a long way back, so safety car will stay out. But I would stay until at least until the end of this lap. We need to catch up. He's a good minute behind everyone now.
Probably 2. You might be able to catch up with him. But if Brown's going to go for soft mediums, which he may well do from here, then obviously if he can push on the softs, get that gap, and then obviously he's got that tyre advantage on the mediums, it could still work for him. As the guys on the hards are really going to struggle at the end. Danger Man has come to the pits again.
Medium's coming on. I don't know why he's doing that. Good on the hards. That's questionable, that is. Unless he's thinking doing a medium, I don't know.
So, who were the big winners? ORU Jacob as well is up into P6. Obviously from the back of the grid, Allison as well. All of the top 6 gaining quite a lot from the open exchanges, apart from Graham, who only goes up 1 place. But obviously, with the strategy still up in the air, we don't know how that's going to play out at the end. Safety car is not in, so we're going for another lap on the safety car.
Yeah, it's waiting for his Alpha Towers to catch up.
Yeah, if they'd... Oh, it is in this lap.
That's a late call.
Whoa, that's a very late call. So, I'm not sure what's going on there, but it is Bram to lead him away. He can't go as of yet. It would have been a good space to go there, but Semi knows that the safety car is not yet in the pit lane.
Wait for the safety car. He didn't want to catch up to it.
He's going to go very late. These guys are going to be bunched up going into turn 1, all the way down into about P7. And Bram is leaving it very late, and he has gone now. So here we go then. It is green flag for the drivers. There's going to be a bit of a battle here between Allison and Uda. Allison up the inside, gets the move. And it looks like Tavares as well going up the inside of ORU Jacob. And they're side by side through turn 1. So who's going to get the position here through turns 2 and 3? Bit of contact between the two. And it is Jacob who managed to stay ahead. Allison as well, still battling with Uda. And there's contact. Norris has lost his front wing. And there's so many cars on the road. I think Kata got spammed around in that exchange. There's 3 cars that have been spammed. It's Tavares as well.
And Kata.
And Tavares, and it's still side by side. Norris and Jacob both have got front wing damage. They're still fighting through this middle sector. And we've had 6 laps, and there's been about 7 smashed front wings throughout the field.
Tavares,
it was just too many drivers into one corner.
Yeah.
Did not go there. There's about 7 of them battling.
He's put himself in that middle pack, and he's got himself involved in the collision that he just doesn't need to be in, and the McLaren just hit the back of Jacob as Melody.
He got away with damage though. He was alright to go around the outside here, the final corner. Jacob's going to have to squeeze him that front wing damage. Melody all the way up against the on the marbles out there. He's not worried about that. Can he now get the move done on Jacob? Jacob stays out with that wing damage though. So, obviously, and Norris as well. They look like they're missing quite a lot of their front wing. But they opt to stay out.
Tavares out. Graham Nelson's got a really good chance of winning this race now, I think.
Well, I think Tavares was his biggest rival, him and Charles. Yeah. And Norris as well got caught up. So I think, I don't know. It's really about if they can nail the strategy. If not, we could have a surprise winner here.
Norris, that front wing damage. Really struggling.
And Edgy on the back of it. There's a bit of carbon fibre flying there. I'm not sure who is that. Edgy, I think they hit the back of Norris. Oh, and Norris is through one of the boards. Look at him, Colin. There's been contact again, and Edgy just turned into Norris there, and Norris has been spanned, and his day goes from bad to worse.
That's Norris. He's got no air place now. It's just got the elements left. So he's had damage on both sides now.
DRS is now enabled, but
I mean,
drivers to battle for DRS have all been spanned.
Yeah.
And Jacobs
Looks like he can
opted to
survive.
pit to change that front wing.
In there right now, 4th place. Starts with his car, still on. So he's a little bit of stroke of luck to avoid all those collisions. Well, stay the kitchens out of them. Yeah, fair enough.
Charles hounding the back of Allison here. Has Allison got any front wing damage? He seems to be struggling. No, his front wing's intact, so Charles just with very good pace at the moment. And Allison defending, the two Brazilians battling it out. Well, Charles goes to the inside, he will. And Allison gives him the space. He's been on the curve. Oh, and Maudi's now going to get involved, and he goes right around the outside.
Yeah, curve is he's well curves, not how you
He was lucky to keep it pointing the right way there. And you there as well on the back of Bradders. Bradders not got the strongest pace at the moment, but he is still in P3, keeping ahead of most of the pack.
Now it's all the way in the back of Allison now. In 4th heads.
Got yellow flag, that's for Danger Man at turn 1. I think he's touched the curb.
There's Alpha Power, he's not
Kata and YX having a battle. Looks like Kata's got the position done. As YX still got front wing damage, he has not come into the pits. So Maudi looking relatively quick now. He's now hounding the back of Allison, as Charles was before. It's Towers who sets the fastest lap.
Telling everyone that he's still the quickest driver up there.
Yeah, I don't think he can do much with his strategy from here. He's going to need another safety car. And the two Haas drivers on each other right now, out in front.
Or the two Haas drivers. Their tires are only about half worn, maybe less, like 30%.
Yeah, I think they will go soft mediums.
Tires to go medium, yeah.
And Allison coming into the pits. So he's obviously got some sort of issue. No front wing change, so I'm not sure what. He just,
if he's going to pit anyway, I would just carry on going.
Oh, and Charles nearly hits the back of Maudi there. As Jacob sets fastest lap on those fresh soft tyres.
Well, Maudi got a free position from that, so now there's going to be nothing to get even within the US of Emar Farley. Maudi's having a, despite that
yeah, he was caught up in that incident, but he's still in P6. Just be a question of what you can do with his strategy, because a lot of them are going to go to the end on those hards.
Yeah, he's going to have to take it.
Could still lose out on even scoring points at this stage. Udare is now on the back of Bradders and is looking to make his way past as those mediums start to fall off a bit.
I won't say mediums to fall off yet. I think we've still got a good 10 laps to do yet.
Udare not using his overtake. So he's happy to stay behind him at the moment.
I think he was just a bit too far behind to make any serious move.
And Semi-K managing to keep with Brown Nelson at the moment.
Dangerman overtaking his teammate. He's using all of his overtake, so Dangerman not being big on his overtake, but he has made the move. So yes, that's a German up into P10. But now, no one's got any penalties so far.
Yeah, I think Stabby got one on the safety car.
Yeah, that was for a collision with Edges, so yeah, I'll gain one place with it. Aldi's lucky to get within the DRS, it's just outside of it.
Yeah, and he's pulling Charles along as well. We've got a yellow flag, that's for Allison. Allison on those fresh hards to span.
Yeah, not being a good race for the Mercedes driver, for the Brazilian.
Yeah, his teammate
for Norris
on a pretty decent strategy at the moment though, as we see Udare finally going for the move here on Bradders. Bradders go defensive, going into turn 1. He's going to have to use a lot of his overtakes to try and go around the outside. Can he do it? Has he got the grip round that long way round through turn 1? He's going to try and brave it out on the racing point. It's a brilliant move from the Renault driver. Can he make it stick, though? As Brad is going to have to yield that position now. And the Renault up into P3. And it's a good move.
Benjamin and Maldi both got physical time penalties. But I say that. One lap ago. Got penalties now. And not looking maybe to get penalties in this race. Because naturally, large track you really people look at.
Unless you're a Lewis Mercury, that is.
While he is in the ice range of Tim Alpha.
Yeah, and he's comfortably in it. He may be looking for a move. He's going to need to get it done.
Oh, that's wide.
Still fresh. Well, Valet's now catching up to back. Will we see possibly this train extend into 5 cars? Or is Udair going to break away from Bradders now? He is looking a lot quicker. Gap is at 9/10 going through the final corner. So he just needs a good lap here. And he might be clear of that DRS. Ofale obviously is going to be hoping that he does that so that he can get DRS on Bradders.
Meanwhile, up front, Brad Nielsen managed to get out of DRS, sent me out of DRS, so stopped any threat from his teammate.
Yeah, the two Dutchmen currently running P1 and P2 at the home Grand Prix, so it's just a question of whether they can keep it that way. As ORU Jacob makes a move on YX into turn 1.
Just taking the hood off, and those front tyres don't exactly look very nice. Definitely see the pickup on those front tyres. So tyres do look a bit worn. Compared them to the hards off there, the hards look a lot nicer. So you can just tell. The mediums still look pretty decent, so those softs definitely wearing out very badly now. Yeah, it's hard to say that's everything that fits.
He is, yeah, he's gone early, so that's going to be a set of hards.
Yeah.
And this train is starting to form now. I think Ofale's pushing quite hard.
Some of the
mediums.
And try and stretch them to the end of the year.
I mean, they will go to the end, but he's going to lose a lot of time. And Ofale's lost some time here as well to Maldi.
Yeah, Maldi's
in the fourth sector. As he's still trying to hunt down Bradders, who's now out of the DRS range of Udair, just about. He was getting close, and he is still getting close. So I think this is going to be a 4-way battle for P3. And I think Maldi's going to get a nosebleed if he gets any higher up the field. Because, yeah, we haven't seen him this high since, well, never.
Yeah.
Season 1 probably.
Maldi's been loving this. Been up to P5 after such a really lucky start.
Yeah, I think he was confident going into the race. He had some strong race pace overall.
They just very on a strategy. They know their ball is a bit closer to him than he is to Farley. Both DRS.
No, I will mention, it was sunny last lap.
It was, yeah.
It is now extremely grey and overcast.
Maybe a reason why it's sending out the mediums.
Yeah, I think there could be some rain on the horizon. Definitely. It's got dark all of a sudden, and from those races where we've had the rain later on, we know that the clouds just roll in out of nowhere, and the rain starts falling. So, if that is the case, I think Brams is probably in the worst position here. Yeah. These guys on the hards, and even the mediums. Yeah, he's right on the back of Bradders. Bradders had a really poor lap, and this is going to be really close for Ofale, and he's going for the move here. He's going in overtake, and I'm not sure he's going to get around the outside of there, son, but he's going to go for the move still, and he does get it done. Bradders broke very early, possibly in wait for the DRS down the pit straight, which, as he will now be behind him, he will get it.
Last time I've seen a car go around there was me, and I got pointed off, so that was last season.
Well, here Bradders comes. He's not using all of his ERS, so I'm not sure he's going to get the move done into time. He's not, a little bit too far back. But this battle is now commencing, and Uber is driving off in the distance.
He's catching up.
Semi-K gets a move done on Qatar.
There's the rain.
Is there rain?
It's raining.
It is raining. And here it is out of nowhere. And we got a safety car.
Safety car.
And that's
This is
YX out. And it's not.
Bram Nielsen.
Well, what does Bram do? He must stay out. Surely, just wait for the rain.
I think he'll be working that. By the time he pits, both of them have to be the safety car. That's
no, the Inters will burn out. They will burn out instantly. I think most of them will stay out, and it'll be a couple of laps after safety car until it gets that wet. We don't know. We have seen races where it's just been drizzling and it has never gone to Inters, and there's sometimes where the rain just pours down. So keep an eye on it. But what will Bram do? He is, yeah. I don't think that's the right call. He could prove me very, very wrong here, but
if it does rain more, if Bram doesn't upset slicks, that's only going to ruin his race.
Well, will Brown pit? That's the question. What is he going to do?
He
looks as if he is. He's coming into the pits. Uber into the pits. Opali into the pits. They're all coming into the pits. Bradders stays out. Maudi into the pits. Semi-K just pitted that lap, and he's coming in again. They're double stacking. Oh no, that's not with his race, but yeah, they're all on Inters. And do you know what? I don't. Again, I could be proven wrong, but I don't think that's the right call.
If they all do it though, they're all in the same boat.
Well, no, but they haven't. Charles is out. Bradders is still out.
I think them being on the harder compounds has probably made that decision.
I really can't see this working out on the Inters. The rain doesn't look like it's falling hard enough.
Not really how penalties right now. Didn't keep undercutting. Not even let people properly when the Biden just
yeah, but I don't think it will be. As I'm saying, I don't think it's going to be Inters by the time they restart.
It might be.
Could we see Bradders on the podium here?
I think it'll be Western by the end of the safety car. I think you've got another 2 laps of safety car.
Yeah, we've still got drivers in the pits, and they've all gone for a set of Inters, apart from these two out in front, Dangerman and Jacob as well, staying out on old softs. Which I would have thought you at least would have boxed for a set of dries. But
how much in the pits again?
Yeah, I feel like he's going to switch to dries. No wait, he's on another set of Inters. No, he's on a fresh set of Inters.
Maybe you want to make sure those tyres are never big time.
Bradders into the pits. So he's changed his mind on strategy. There's also someone else, that's Dangerman, to the pits. So these drivers thinking that it is going to be wet enough.
I think it's putting to pit at 18 miles an hour at the rest.
So
Dangerman also in the pits.
Essentially, Charles has either done a strategy masterclass here, and he's going to take a very dominant victory, or
he's
going to be out the points right at the back of the grid. So,
it'd be interesting to see how the Inters fight against the hards on a track that's going to be very greasy.
But I mean, you tell me, it doesn't look wet at all at the moment. It would be greasy, of course, but I do think there'll be about 2 laps after the safety car where we're gonna at least 2 laps after the safety car where the dry tyres are gonna be quicker. And that could be enough.
Super nice.
That could be enough for Charles to just extend the gap. And if these guys burn out their Inters as well.
Yeah, look at the Tavares. He's taking it easy.
Yeah, and I think we could have the safety car in this lap. We've already had 2 laps. If it doesn't come in, it will only be 1 more lap. But I think for Charles, he's going to be wanting the safety car to be in as soon as possible. Get this race underway. Doesn't look like it's coming in.
Well, we have last time we came out after the haircut.
Yeah, that is true, but it was because the rest of them caught up right at the end. Through the penultimate corner.
Possibly.
Yeah, so safety car for another lap.
Another lap.
That will give Tavares a chance to catch up. Oh, this is definitely thrown a spanner in the works, and it's one I can't judge at all.
Here, making a gap. Let's both of them stay out. Charles and Jacob.
Yeah, I think they've committed to the strategy now. If they pit now, they'll be
Oh,
down in P13.
Tavares going into that tight right-hander in the start of the first sector. It did not look nice.
Yeah, I
Understeer,
still don't
locking
think it's
up.
anywhere near wet enough. As I said, I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again, but...
Oh, Charles lagging.
Yeah, his connection this race is questionable.
Screw how the things just like it work.
I mean, it's true. Maybe not. There's a bit of an unorthodox way to do it, but the rain is starting to fall a little bit more heavy now. So, yeah, Charles needs this safety car to come in on this lap. Should do. Tavares will catch the back of the train now, or within the next few corners.
As soon as you start seeing spread coming off the back of the cars, Tavares just might make it in time.
Well, I think Charles is just going to try and push as hard as possible. I think those inters are definitely going to be slower than the slicks early on.
Yeah.
How long for will be a different question.
I'm a little bit scared for Jake. I'll be very warm softs.
Going this lap?
Yeah. Those softs, warm softs won't heat up very well. So
here we go then.
Just to see
on the restart. It is Charles that leads this race after a bit of a rough start. But
to control that speed.
Can he, will he have the grip to keep these guys behind and try and build a gap before it starts to get very, very wet indeed? See out the final corner. He does go very, very late. Still backing the pack up.
Bit of bounce. His car is bouncing. Look at this car. Look at the car. Bouncing POV. You can see Charles' car bouncing.
Here we go. He's gone.
He goes.
He's gone early. Doesn't go all the way to the line. And he has got a good restart. Yeah, and there's a big battle between those four as well. It's going into turn one. Will Jacob get the move back? There's a racing point wide through turn one, nearly completely off the track there. And you dares now on the back of Bram Nilsson, so we're keeping an eye on those two as they come into the hairpin now. And Bram Nilsson already lost 1 second, so as I said, I don't think it's Inters as of yet, but when will the crossover point come? And they don't look to be that much quicker than the guys on Inters, so it's going to be a tight call as we see Timo Afale going very wide, and he's now got Jacob on the back of him, pressuring him, coming into the move sector. He's going to go down the inside. The Ferrari driver gets the move done, and it's a brilliant move as well, as Afale's just sliding around. And I think, yeah, the slicks are just a lot better at the moment.
Might be better now, but will it be better in the long time?
Well, it's whether he can build that gap to get the pit stop in, and whether these guys can control the temps and make sure that they don't overheat their intermediate tyres. As Tavares and Crooken battling. Round the outside, Tavares goes, and he's still side by side with the Williams driver, coming through the final corner. And Crooken's got the high grounds, he's got a long way ahead of Tavares, and he gets the move. And Jacob now, lucky you there. And he is on a charge here. Up into P3 goes the Ferrari driver. And Tavares is out. He's in the wall. And he's hit Bradders. And there's a safety car again.
Oh, it's going to be interesting now to see what people do with the tyres and strategy. But it just looked like it's all spray around. So I think these Inters might stay. Just look like a bit more spray now.
I'm not sure. I don't think it's getting any better.
Yeah. Oh, he's down to P10. So I wonder what happened there.
I think he just had a moment.
If we would get off that cam, maybe nice on the offboard cam, thank you very much. Oh, there's it. That'll do. Yep, no damage, so...
She must have got caught up somewhere, but... I get the feeling that this race is going to be one where it's not even going to transition into the wets.
I'm seeing spray now, so I think it might just
I
be...
can't see any. Oh no, there is a little bit of spray.
Our first intermediates depends what the strata, what Jeff will say, and what they can feel.
Well, let's see what Charlotte does.
Jacob's gone wide.
It's going to be a big call, this, because if he pits for Inters, he's going to drop a lot of places.
Oh, Jacob's got a pit. He's not even going to keep out another safety car on 12.1 softs. He's just a pit.
I think, yeah, Charles is aiming for the pit lane, and he does come in. So I think if the safety car didn't come out, Charles would have been on for a really big result. But Unfortunately, it's not done him any favours, and these guys are going to drop down to the back. Is that Charles with a... No, I thought he had a front wing change then. So they've all opted for intermediates this time, apart from Norris.
Norris on set mediums.
Norris on set mediums. I suppose he's got nothing to lose.
I guess so. I don't know when the rain's going to stop. If it's going to stop in the next 5 minutes, or is it going to keep going to the rest?
Let's see what he's like on this outlap. What the grip's like.
Yeah, it's
Very
definitely
slick,
now.
but I think it's still close between the two compounds. Maybe the Inters are edging the slicks at the moment.
See what happens when you go
Bradders stays
out.
out. Bradders stays out on those medium tyres.
Norris did that, and that looked nice at all, to be honest. Lifting me off.
Yeah, he's got a lot of understeer. Yeah, I think it's time for the Inters now, but how much did those laps on the dry track affect those guys out in front? Have they worn out their tyres?
Well, it won't be that.
It's still 14 laps. They've already done 4. It was 2 flying laps.
First thing they need to do in the season is to do at least 20 laps, no trouble at all. Normally the intermediate can normally do at least half a race with no trouble at all.
I'm going to hope that is the case. They're going to need these
I'll be
times to
surprised
get
if
on
they can't do more than 20 laps.
So all of a sudden it has switched back into Brown's favour.
No, he's stuck in the pits. Yes, he is. He's obviously made an excuse.
Yeah, he's giving it a go and obviously thought it's not the right call. Bradders stays out. Bradders stays out on a set of mediums. And Danger Man as well.
But now these turning a little bit noisy after that start. The restart.
Well, he
P5
bottled
right now.
So
Yeah.
just needs to get better in my opinion.
Yep. And he's got the penalty as well, which is going to head to as well, so he just avoids
Such a
corner
dirty
crossing.
driver, isn't he? Honestly. But no, he was looking on for a decent result. I think even with that penalty, he would have obviously struggled with the safety car coming out later on now. I mean, he's still in P7. He's still able to try and fight some of these guys.
Oh! Everybody's extending! Under the
Oh!
safety car!
Oh dear, and they're all bunching up. Has Maudi got wing damage? No, I think he's alright. And safety car's in, and Maudi's letting everyone through.
Oh, I think he's got a illegal overtake, I think.
Yeah, but he was ahead of Crooken.
But I think because he had the crash and you think, I think if you're the one causing the other flag, it doesn't really matter. Effectively, you know what I mean?
Well, we were just talking about him, and he decides to drive into the back of someone, so... Yeah, not the best for him, but yeah, safety car in this lap. How late will Bram go this time?
I've recorded that clip with Melody. I was on board with him during that period, so I think that'll be useful evidence there.
And Bram's gone, and Udair has read it perfectly, and he is right on the back of the Dutchman. Yeah, he's going to be following him into turn 1. Oh, Maudi's into P5. What's happened there? And Norris has been... Oh, yeah, he didn't do his drive-through, and there's been contact. Charles is round. Oh, and that was lag between the two of them. And he's out of the session. So, yeah, Norris disqualified for not doing his drive-through, was it?
And he did drive-through, yeah. He
couldn't do his drive-through on the safety car.
He had to do it like that. So...
Yeah, so Norris out of the session. He is he was in contention for the lead of the championship. Won't be gaining any on this race, and it's only Udair and Bram.
What does Norris with that drive-through? He had the drive-through penalty, and we had about 2 laps under racing conditions. And as he's the lap, he's probably
maybe he didn't know he had to do it this lap.
Come back out, and then obviously he's not had the notification maybe, and he forgot about it.
Yeah,
that's what I would think.
Either way, he's out of the Dutch Grand Prix. Maori up into P5, but that penalty is still going to hurt him. Semi K and Crooken have also got one.
Yeah.
So he still could be on for some decent points.
E6.
But he's got some work to do, as we see Crooken on the back of Semi K, and he is going for the move, using overtake into turn 1. And they're going to be side by side. Semi K outbrakes the Williams driver, and he's going to be able to hold that outside the line. And stays ahead for now. Bram's built up a gap to you there already. 1.4.
I wonder what Tavares would be thinking if he saw this now. I don't think it would win this because he was tied before the safeguard game.
He put it into the wall, didn't he?
I don't know.
He brought out the safety car.
Ah, I didn't see that.
So he span it on the final corner. Maudi has got a big gap to Qatar ahead. He hasn't got the pace to keep with those guys.
Well, it's a sixth. Just not thing.
Yeah. He should try and put some time.
Coming out of that corner there. 2 tenths anyway, coming out of that corner. And over Qatar doing some overtake.
Yeah, and we've got a battle commencing. I was expecting you there to try and stay with Bram, but he seems to have just not got the pace to stick with him at the moment. And he's now in his own battle for P2 in this race.
Bram's looking to make a second victory this season. Second victory in the STB. Promising opening season for Bram.
Yep, it's looking like we will have a repeat winner tonight. But still plenty of time in this race for somebody to try and do something about it. Bram won in Bahrain.
Win Bahrain, not China.
So it's a repeat winner then? If he wins this race?
Yeah. Oh, I thought you said about consecutive wins.
But it's important for the championship as well. Although it's early in the season, it is Tavares who's leading going into this race, followed by Bram and then you there.
All of his championship rivals are all out. Charles, Tavares and Norris.
No, because Bram and Udera are the close ones behind him.
Yeah.
So they're still going for a 1-2 at the moment. Qatar's falling off the back of Valle.
Albi's just dropping off. Maldi just lost a 10th going out of that corner.
I think Brothers Hispania, he's still on the mediums. Him in danger mode. They've lost so much time off that restart. It doesn't look like it will be, no.
And I think maybe sticking out, maybe they'll think things out.
So a big battle now forming for P5. As well as the battle for the podium as well. And I think there's not going to be many overtakes in this race. This track's already quite difficult to overtake, and now that we've got wet weather, it's going to take a very committed move from one of the drivers.
That's why I play Maldi.
He's still losing time. So Qatar ahead. Yeah, if you could have kept his nose clean and clean the penalties, then obviously this is, all he's got to do is keep these guys behind.
Oh, that was not like mid-line. The grass don't care with the haircut. Just lost half second there.
Yeah, Edgy's looking for the move now. Right on the back of the McLaren driver. Although he's lost some time through that final corner. It's now Semi K that's going to go for a move here. He's lost loads of time, and here comes a Haas driver up the inside. And Edgy gets the break and move, and he's turned into him. Oh, they've managed to get away with that one. And I think Edgy was too...
through. That's not good.
No, I think Edgy turned in too early there.
I don't know.
I don't think Semi K did anything wrong. But the two of them came in contact. They've managed to avoid damage, as I said. And this has let Maudi run off into the distance a little bit. But Semi K, Crooken and Jacob all getting past Edgy in that incident.
The
So,
best result, Mild. I think with Semi and Cooking both having penalties, Mild can keep those guys behind. Maldi's on for a
P7, I
P8.
think. Allison is far enough behind at the moment.
Jacob and Andrew. Following, even half seconds off through there. There's a bit of a moment on the exit of that curve.
He's too far back still to make a move. You need to be within about 3 tenths in the wet.
One good thing about
which Crooken is in. Going down the straight now.
One good thing about being in the wet track is that they're saving more ERS.
And Maudi's going defensive from Semi here, really struggling. Oh, and he's hit the curb there. Oh. And Semi-K as well, lost the rear end.
6 seconds now.
Here comes Crooken.
Crooken losing the rear end. Wonder if any of these dry setups are catching him now.
So yeah, Maudi really struggling now. I think Semi, we saw early on, has got really good pace around here, so he just needs to get past the McLaren and try and build a gap to the 2 Ferraris. As he has got a time penalty. I haven't looked at the penalties yet, so we'll leave that for this race. We'll see what happens at the end, where they all stack up. And Fale falling off the back of you there now. 1 second, the gap. And Bradders has been lapped by these guys. I think he is coming into the pits finally. Yeah, he is. Had enough of driving around on those slick tyres. As these guys are still battling in the midfield here. Maudi just far enough ahead of the Haas, but he goes wide into turn 1. He's completely missed the apex, and that gives Semi the chance now. They're going to be side by side, and he has. Oh, Maudi's let him through. Maudi's let him through. So Semi up into P5. Maudi drops to P6, and he's now got these 3 behind him. And I think Semi should have the pace to go now, as we see Crookrun going for a move on Maudi. It's not a place you can overtake in the wet. And you can already see the gap to Semi. It's 1 second in 1 sector.
Looking at the racetrack, Maudi was second slower lap compared to Gata. And Gata's not exactly.
Oh, Maudi's wide again.
Yeah. He's got his setup all wrong for the intermediate conditions. Something about Maudi's setup is just not working as well as everyone else's setup in the West.
The Bram is in control of this race now.
As well as being the rating for the sky, or this water track is also in Maudi's gears. As his top
will be plugged into race. Crookrun! Oh! And that's going to put him under pressure now from OIU Jacob, who uses this opportunity to burn his ERS. I think Crookrun's used a lot of his, but he's still going for it. And he manages to stay ahead. But Jacob looking interested now as Crookrun goes deep into turn 1. Jacob can't get the traction out of turn 1.
Dangerman's still on those medium compound tires. I think he's ghosted. Why is he ghosted?
Jacob still right on the back of Crookrun. We've never had a Dutch driver win his home race in STB. We've only had 4 Dutch Grand Prix, as I said, so this will be a first. And that is Dangerman getting lapped.
I don't know what he's doing.
He's having a bit of fun by the looks of it. Right on board with him. Going for a Sunday drive.
Let's spread out at the front now.
Yeah, Bram just holding that gap up, 1.8, 1.9.
I'm just trying to look at the racetrack to check any of the warnings. Bram has 2 warnings, so 1 more warning, he's got a penalty. Yeah, then he's got 1 warning.
I think if he does pick up a penalty, he's got the pace to try and push in these last few laps and just get another second.
Far late, nothing. Cato has 2 warnings.
Yellow flag, that's Dangerman finally in the pits.
Then he had the fast time penalty, and he must have got it.
Oh, Jacob right on the back of Crookham there, nearly shunts him into the hairpin. So I think Semike is he's in a good spot now. There's a gap to the guys behind. He'll keep P5.
15, nearly 16 seconds now, away from the leader after about 5-6 laps after the safety car.
Oh, Jacob looking for the move here. We got a yellow flag for Bradders. He's out, and we got a virtual safety car late on in this race. And what's going on at the front here, Matt? The gap's 3 seconds.
This is Belt, I think.
Yeah, just glitched there. Well, Bram's now losing all of his time, so let's keep an eye on this gap. Yeah, let's keep an eye on this gap though. See who can get that better restart. Fale is looking good at the moment, as long as he doesn't get a drive through.
Eddie there was revving the absolute hell out of his red line, actually.
Yeah.
Hitting the red line.
And
not sure if he's using a bit of fuel.
Well, let's see these deltas then as they restart. It's green flag now.
Yep.
And they're around about the same as what they were. So it has levelled out.
1.8.
Alex managed to gain a bit of time there though. And Maudi as well gained time on Semi-K. Which is important for the guys behind. Although the Ferraris are still going to be well out of range to jump Semi-K on the penalty.
Yeah, it's only 2.5 seconds between Maudi and Stanley, so I think that's good.
Yeah, at this rate, Maudi's still on for P8 if he can keep Crookham behind. And Bram's got back to his comfort zone in a 1.9 gap.
5-lap fresher set of intermediates.
Yeah, he's been looking quicker than Crookham, but he just can't find a way past. And it is going to hurt his final position as he's about 8 tenths off of Semi-K.
This track is hard to overtake without DRS, and with DRS. Without DRS, it's just impossible. Especially if the cars ahead are also dumping the pack. You can't get side by side because there's no way, unless somebody makes a mistake.
I mean, I think the only overtake we saw in these conditions was Semi-K on Maudi, which was again Maudi pretty much letting the driver through.
If Maudi gets keep ahead of Crook and Maudi get PA and Crook and get P9 this way.
And he doesn't look like he's going to give that position out. But Crookham will throw everything at him to try and get that position. As Maudi runs very wide.
Yeah.
With the flat. Well, the windy straight, as we'll call it.
Well, he's not quite using the track efficiently, especially from the right kink.
Things have well and truly settled down now. And Bram's still extending his gap out in front. At this rate, he can even afford to get a penalty.
Jacob looking very close to Crookham has a little bit of a wiggle.
Yeah, he can't get close enough because now that they can save their ARS in the wet.
He's saving it, he's hoping Crookham uses all his new ARS up.
Yeah, but look how much he'll gain. He was on 30% at the end of the straight. By the end of the lap, he'll be back up to at least 60. Possibly even higher, so... Look how much gains through the hairpin there on Jacob. He's done it every lap there.
Different lines.
I think Udero's settling for P2 now, which is still big points in the championship, but obviously he would have wanted to beat who is now his main championship rival, with Tavares DNFing. And Jacob really close on Crookham now.
Yeah,
is he going to go for a move here? He's going to be close. He might throw one up the inside. And he is going to stick his nose in. This could be the move here. And Maddie's lost a bit of off the traction as well. And Jacob's got the move finally on Crookham. But can he keep ahead? And he's now going to be right on the back of Maudi. These three going in. Oh, and he gets the move done. And he's up the inside of the McLaren driver. These three now battling it out. And Maudi really under pressure now. And Edgy's got his way past Crookham. Crookham's lost 2 positions there, and he has to back out of that. And now it's Jacob looking to get past Maudi. But I think the damage is already done. This is where he's going to finish.
Just use it. Just use that overtake.
He's way too far back here. Maudi had a good exit. And Crookham's going back for the move on Edgy into turn 1. Thinks better of it.
It stops raining, so it's getting dry now. Oh, Jacob! Lost the rear end out of turn 1. That was not good. He's lost that little bit too tense to Maudi as Maudi and just wide a little bit.
I think Maudi's going to be able to hold this position to the end, and he will drop, as we said, down to P8. But which one of the Ferraris will stay ahead? And Ofale's on the back of Udair here. And he's going to go for the move here. Off the inside. Oh, and Udair just cuts him off in time. And Kata as well. Udair's just lost a load of pace on these intermediate tyres. And he's now under big pressure. But I think he's going to be able to hold out. He's only got 2 more corners to go. But it is Bram Nilsson who will come round the final sequence of corners. And it is on his home Grand Prix.
Kata's got puncture!
Oh no! And Kata's got puncture, but it is Bram Nilsson who comes around the final corner. He's swerving down the straight. A brilliant drive from him. And he takes the victory here in the Netherlands. It takes his home Grand Prix. It's Yuda in P2. Ofale just behind in P3. Kata with his puncture still finishes P4. And Jacob and Maudi still battling it out at the end. And Jacob's managed to get past, and he did get a penalty in the end, so Maudi would have jumped him, but Jacob gets the position done. And it will be Edgy P6, Jacob P7, and Crooken's out over the line.
Maudi has an unserved penalty with that collision with I think it was Edgar.
That might be removed then, but it is Crooken P8 provisionally, Maudi P9, Allison will finish P10, and Danger Man on a set of softs. It has dried up now though.
It is dried up, it's dried up really quickly. It's all a bit slippery.
Yeah, as you can see, he's oh, it's not been a good race for Danger Man.
But yeah,
brilliant drive from Bram Nilsson.
Surprised me there.
Brilliant drive from Bram Nilsson. He takes a dominant victory. Udair stays ahead of Fale in the end.
If Maudi does get a 5-second move, it's to say he does, then he's actually bottled it at the last corner, letting Jacob through. So, I don't know how Maudi eventually to position at the end. Somehow he did. And how he managed to through that.
How are you, Jacob? As per the game, I think Bram Nilsson for me would be driver of the day, but Jacob as well. I think Jacob's definitely a very good shout. It's over out those two. He had a shocking qualifying session, but made up for it in the race, and he gets 10 points to show for it. So
I was looking at this one earlier and I found out Norris couldn't go. He couldn't do his drive because apparently he changed his tyres. So
that would have been under safety car though. You can't serve a drive-through under the safety car.
If it's under the safety car, then yeah. But if you try to do it not under the safety car, because he did have 2 laps to pit it.
No, but he didn't pit. So he pit twice under the safety car, which would have been obviously he couldn't serve it, and then he continued over the line. But it is Bram Nilsson who takes a very, very strong home victory. Udair. Great recovery drive from him, so he keeps the championship aspects alive. Ofale will stand on the podium. Kata with his puncture at the end still finishes P4 as showing his strong pace in the wet conditions. Semi-K is P5 again, quiet race from him but strong one. Edgy will get P6. Jacob dropped down to P7 when that penalty at the end. It's Crookroom P8, Maudi P9, Allison P10. Dangerman P11, and your DNFs were Bradders, Charlos, Tavares, YX, and I forgot. Oh, it's Stabby Boy and LSR Norris as well. Norris with that disqualification.
Yeah. Oh yeah, playing back there.
So yeah, I think. I'm not sure if Ali speaks in English. Suppose we'll find out. And Bram will get in for an interview. But yeah, it was not the most exciting Dutch Grand Prix by any standards, but it had some good talking points, some good battles as well, changing conditions, and one of the longest races I think we've done in a long while as well. So yeah, but we've got Bram Nilsson in the party now. Bram, if you want to make sure that your audio is included, I'll give you a couple of questions for the race. Home Grand Prix, and a very strong drive from you. Just how are you feeling after that victory?
Yeah, very happy to win my home race. It was a good race for me. Wasn't too satisfied with quality though, but in the end it all went well.
We saw obviously that safety car come out as the rain was starting to fall. A lot of drivers opted for those inters. What was your decision making in going for those inters when it was at that crossover point between slicks and wets?
Yeah, I had a few massive headaches with the strategy during the race. I really wasn't sure what to do. I thought that I would have to go on inters because if I went on mediums, I wasn't sure if it would be wet enough for inters. But if I went on mediums and I'd have to stop again for inters, I'd just be miles behind the pack. So I had to risk it and go for inters, and in the end, that was the right move.
Obviously, it's early on in the season, but with that victory, that's your second of the season. It takes you up to the top of the championship, I think by 11 points, 12 points over you there. How are you feeling for the rest of the season? And obviously Spain next week. Do you feel like you can keep up this form and challenge for that championship?
Yeah, I'm not sure about Spain. I'm not sure if I'm faster. I've never had a league race around there. I'm happy about the championship situation because I think I'm a consistent driver and I can keep getting those points even if the pace is not there. So to get an early lead is good for me, and I think I'll be able to challenge for the title.
Well, thank you very much, Fran, for the interview. Well done on your win tonight, and good luck next week as well.
Thank you.
So, Matt, that wraps up the Dutch Grand Prix. As I said, not the best race of the season, but
Yeah.
some good talking points, as I said. Some good comeback drives as well from Udair, Jacob, and Semike as well. So yeah, but that wraps up Dutch Grand Prix for, well, probably a while. That will be the last Dutch Grand Prix we'll have until further notice, really, as it's not on the Formula 1 calendar next season. So yeah, but we will join you next week on a Monday at 7:15 if you join Bram and STB Maudi for the Spanish Grand Prix, which should be a good race as well. And then obviously join me and JRT Matty on the Tuesday for the Tier 2 race as well. But until then, we'll see you next week.